dance with me, move your body, 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 your legs with beat.
Welcome to Market Makers, everyone. Your home for tomorrow's TA today. So on Wednesday on X, I predicted if the U.S. got involved, it would be limited. We would drop these bunker busters and then say that's it, we're done. Last night, Trump just gave a speech. We, of course, had dropped the bunker busters and said the U.S. is done. We're not getting involved unless we're attacked. So you have a lot of different opinions on this topic. Was it good? Was it bad? Is this the beginning of World War III? Is it the one and done? And it truly is done? That's not what this video is about. What this video is about is making money. Plenty of videos out there you can watch on that topic, as well as videos from cartoon chickens. Lee, that one broke me. People actually watch a pod with a cartoon chicken on it. I was looking for an alternative opinion. They should have invited on Roger Rabbit, Bugs Bunny, or Daffy Duck to give the other side of the argument. Make it fair. Make it a fair argument. But this video is about making money. And did these actions give confluence for the current market cycle, what we're expecting? And again, spoiler alert, it did. So let's look at this. Last video, I talked about these fractals that I've repeated several times here in the markets video. We're going to cover S&P, NASDAQ as usual, show you the global markets, Tesla, Palantir, Qs, as well as a spider in this video, okay? It's all timestamps. Look at the timestamps. But let's look at the fractal, because this is exactly what I think is going to play out. The same thing in Bitcoin, the same thing in the S&P. When you look at the fractal, 2024, you made an April 19th low. This cycle, you made an April 7th low. Big rally up, you went sideways in June. We're going to retrace some here in our current fractal, but I think this pattern is key. Then you rallied up for your July top. Then the big retracement. And again, I keep saying this on these videos. Well, that's 1 year, Brendan. What happened the year before? What if the exact same thing happened in 2023? Because it did. You made a June 26th low, then you rallied up, and then the 11% retracement. July 27th top. We're coming in, we're what, June 22nd? As I'm recording this Sunday morning, we're June 22nd. We're coming into that time period. We're going to look at the cycle timing on another chart. I think this exact same fractal is going to repeat. Summer rally, summer sell-off, big dumb money gets involved in the big retracement. Boom, we're going to new all-time highs once again, okay? And again, if you go back to 2022, looking at 2022, exact same thing. June bottom, August, mid-August top, 19% rally, summer sell-off, 19% decline. The market, Bitcoin, has done this exact same move all 3 years in a row since the CV19, the pandemic cycle has began. Summer rally, summer sell-off. My thesis is simple. We're going to do the same thing. So let's look at this on some of the charts. Another way to look at this that nobody's going to tell you in the marketplace or on YouTube is, what did the global markets do? Nobody looks at the other markets. What did the DAX do? What did the Australian market do? What did the UK market do? What similarities, what foreshadowing could they possibly be sending to the marketplace? Look at the German DAX. When did you bottom? April 7th, the exact same day as the S&P. The S&P drives the world. You bottom the exact same day as silver, by the way, same day as Bitcoin. And then you put on a record-breaking 30% rally right to our target, 24,414. New all-time high, guys, off that April 7th bounce. There's your previous all-time high. New all-time high, and now the DAX is down 6%. Already, but it made that new all-time high and is selling off. What did this do for the FTSE? FTSE bottomed April 7th, just like the S&P, record-breaking rally, right above target here, made a new all-time high. What's the FTSE doing now? It's beginning to retrace. You're getting confluence from the foreign markets. What did they do? What about the ASX? This is Australian futures. ASX bottomed the exact same day, guys. Are you notice some pattern recognition? April 7th, Australia, Germany, Bitcoin, silver. What did we just cover? UK, all bottom same day. Big, massive rally, new all-time high, just above target, and now you're starting to retrace. So again, my thesis is simple. If you hold some key support levels, the S&P is not going to be the only market in the world that doesn't make a new all-time high off of its April 7th low. It did this around the world. Bitcoin made a new all-time high. The S&P, the NASDAQ have not, and they're very close. And now you have this external bearish catalyst right on time to drive us to a low towards our next two key pivots, which are June 25th and July 10th. So we'll see how the market takes this new information in, but you could easily come back down, still hold some structure, and come up for your new all-time high for the summer rally before the summer sell-off. June 25th is a next potential pivot in the marketplace. Let's look at this on some TA. If we look at TA, you got a nice parallel channel that's formed here, right? You got a nice parallel channel. We had our three rising valleys with three higher lows. You had three higher highs here as well. Sold back off, retested the channel, and now you're at the median line. And now, of course, the big news is dropped. The market has not opened yet for futures tonight on Sunday night, so we'll see how it takes it. But we want to look at our key support structure. What's your key support structure? Just looking at my chart. Where you found resistance is now support. 59.59. You're at 6,025 S&P futures. This was resistance. You retested it, failed a couple times, broke through, and then tested it for support. Tested it for support. Tested it for support. Will it hold, or do you retrace further? If it retraces further, I'm looking at all of this as buying opportunities because, again, I think we're repeating summer rally, summer sell-off. This is all buying opportunities for me, but the key support structure, as you decline here, you had your capitulation gap at 57.08. It's 300 points down. Will you go that deep? That is an unknown. Let's just see what some fibs tell us and the current structure up here of this pattern. 50% is 58.50, 618 is 5800, and then 72% is 5739. These are your key levels, and if you just look at this from a fractal perspective, you can see it as you tick down through these levels, structures you want to hold, right? Look at your fractal, 59. You want to hold that level. If you break that, what's your next level? 58.50, just like the fibs. If you look at this next level here, 57.50, basically $100 increments here. This is kind of like your support structure. If you keep cracking them, ultimately you could end up back down there at 5,700 to fill that capitulation gap for this. I don't anticipate this being a massive retracement. Again, having said that, some major news catalyst could come out. Rockets or something could end up at a US base. Obviously would affect things, right? So that would affect things, but what we're looking at is the current market structure based on the mathematics of the market and based on the cycle timing of the market, which so far is tracking absolutely beautiful. The whole point of having the market structure and the cycle timing is if, the operative word being if it tracks the way it should, it gives you optimal entries and exits in the market. Looking for the pullback going into late June, early July, then the rally back up to the upside. That first rally upside target, of course, is 62.25, giving the S&P a new all-time high, just like Bitcoin, just like the DAX, just like the UK market, just like the ASX already did, okay? I think the S&P will do that move, then have the larger retracement, same with the NASDAQ. Moving forward, if we look at the spider, what does this mean? Just to spend a minute on this, 589.91, it's your closest near-term support because that was your 1618. Beneath that, watch the range of 570 to 556. Right in here, okay? If you start breaking down below this level of 575, watch 570 to 556. And again, market structure is intact. It is a pullback at that point as well. You can see your April 7th bottom down here. This is still intact for the summer rally, summer sell-off. If you look at it on the Qs, it's even more clear on the Qs. 508 key support structure. You're at 526 right now. If this rolls over tomorrow, over the next few days, chops in here, watch your capitulation gap at 492 right here. If it fills that gap, comes back up, you're still getting your summer rally, summer sell-off. I think that's what's going to happen. Again, the same thing we did the last 3 years in a row. If we look at NASDAQ futures, Again, I would just do the same methodology here, guys. You have your key support levels here, your fractal lows here in trend. You watch these fractals 21.4, 21K. Capitulation gap is down here at 20,200. Just view it just like the S&P. If you start tracking down and cracking these, do you get bounces at these support levels? Does it continue to fall and fill that capitulation gap at 21.2? That last level right there is 20,700. I would just watch these levels as tiers, see if they provide bounces for the market structure. Nothing overall has changed. Of course, the markets are closed. Bullish market structure is intact. And I think that's what I want to show you here. Let me look at Tesla. Tesla, we got this nice sideways market structure. Again, if the markets retrace, expect Tesla to retrace some. Key levels to hold are 290, 272, which you bounced off beautifully. You're at 322. Watch those two levels. If you can hold them, overall structure is very bullish. You have a beautiful W fractal that has formed. And if this W fractal holds support and comes to the upside, watch the summer rally because you got 426, 462, and a nice move up there, potential at 520 as upside targets on Tesla. But you want to watch what this current price action does, what level you can hold here before we get that summer rally. Palantir, we had the 150 was our ceiling up here. You're in between it. You're at 137. Key support on Palantir is going to be 130, 118. Watch those two levels for Palantir to see if it rolls over, comes back into the support level, and builds up for that summer rally. All right, guys, be sure to check out SimpleFX. They help support the program. I appreciate your guys' support. Like, subscribe, watch the Bitcoin video. Hope to see you guys all at marketmakers.trade.